Hey guys, Lyons here, and I wanted to bring you my update a little different today. Normally I would be sitting in the studio behind the computer with microphone stuck in my face and stuff like that, but you know, the seasons have changed and I thought maybe it would be nice to do a little format change on my update as well. And I'll tell you what, my update is for Celina, and I'm going to focus an awful lot on Carter Ranch today, but here's the thing. Almost everything that I talk about with Carter Ranch is applicable to all of Celina. So the same phenomena that are taking place in Carter Ranch are largely taking place everywhere else. So it doesn't matter if you're, you know, in any of the surrounding communities, it's going to be essentially the same thing. So without much exception. Now, I've got the numbers, and the numbers are very interesting this go round. And let me kind of tell you what I'm seeing. There's a little bit of good news in the sense that I feel like, and I'm going to take a little bit of credit for this, and maybe it's not, maybe it's misplaced credit, but I feel like people are starting to listen to my message, and they're starting to actually do what I suggest on these videos. And I know I pound the same message home over and over and over, but there's good reason for that. It's because I'm literally out there in the trenches every day, working on real estate, meeting with people, flipping homes, buying, selling, you name it, all the above. And I work this 24/7. It's just a nonstop job for me. But if you remember, one of the things that, you know, I've been talking about is people are coming onto the market and pricing their homes too high, letting their homes sit there for too long and get market worn and not being able to sell their homes. That was something that was going on an awful lot. And the idea is that, you know, if you want to be, you know, priced kind of high on your home, that's certainly your prerogative, but you have to understand that everything else within your home, the way that it's presented, the way that it's marketed, all of those things have to be on their A game. Your realtor needs to be on their A game. You need to be on your A game. You have to basically eliminate almost every roadblock there is to selling your home. And that's not what was taking place largely. So now I've got these statistics. I pulled all of these numbers, and like I said, I'm only doing Carter Ranch because I want to drill down and talk more about concepts rather than particulars. If you want to know exactly how the market is in your little part of Celina or anywhere else for that matter, then just reach out to me. It's very easy for me to, you know, get down to the serious numbers on your particular neighborhood. With you one-on-one. I can do that via email, on the phone, via text, or pretty much any way. But I want to talk more about concepts. And here's the thing. Of the properties in Carter Ranch that have sold within the last 90 days, here is some fantastically wonderful news. 11 of those homes sold in less than 30 days. That may not sound very significant. You may be like, well, Carter Ranch is a pretty big neighborhood, and for 11 homes to sell in 30 days, I mean, is that really that big of a deal? But it actually is, because when you go over and look at the active homes, meaning the ones that are still for sale right now, you've got homes that you've only got 3 that have been on the market for 30 days or less. So think about that for a second. What is it about these homes that sold in 30 days or less, 11 of them, that helped them sell so fast? And why is it that on the other homes, let's see, the average number of days on the market right now for a home that's for sale in Carter Ranch is 100 days. So if you have 11 homes that sold in less than 30 days, but you've got, let's see, 19 homes right now active, and the average is 100 days on the market right now, there's something very, very off there. There's something very off on the homes that aren't selling as fast, and there's something really right with the homes that have sold very quickly. So That being said, this is where the concepts and stuff come into play. What is it that helps a home sell in less than 30 days in this market? And when I say this market, I mean that new construction has caught up with the pre-built homes, with the pre-existing homes. So no longer is it just a pre-owned home market, and none of the new construction has caught up, and therefore people are having these big giant bidding wars over the pre-existing homes. That's not the case right now. The builders have finally caught up. The market is fantastic as far as interest rates and things like that, but there's plenty of product available in the market. There is no shortage of homes for sale. So when you get those postcards in your mailbox that says, I have buyers actively looking for a home just like yours, you need to tell the people who are sending you those postcards they need to go look at the MLS, because that's not the case. There's tons of product on the market. If you wanted to come into Carter Ranch right now, you've got nearly 20 homes for sale that you could look at. That's not a shortage of homes. So when you have these homes that are sitting on the market for so long, like I said, concepts and principles. What is it? Well, number one, overpricing a home. If you feel like it's that market I was just talking about and there's very, very little inventory available, then you might be, kind of led into thinking you can overprice your home. But since that's not the case, you can't do that. Your home is not going to sell. Now, if you do decide to put your home in the market, no matter what, your home needs to be marketed properly. It needs to be, put out there actually to try and sell it. And you'd be amazed at how many homes, if you just drive around the neighborhood, you can see it right now, there's homes that are for sale that have, weeds growing that are, 2 feet tall, and little simple things that should be done to the home in order to get them ready to sell are not done. And you can do that by just going online and looking at the pictures. So you can go online, you can go to any of your favorite websites like Zillow or any of those and look at Celina homes for sale. Look at the Carter Ranch homes for sale. Look at any homes for sale that you want to. And you can tell real quick that somebody took their home, they put it on the market, and they really didn't do anything to it to get it ready. And the way you can tell is because they've still got the same really heinous color combinations that are in the house that don't appeal to most people. And that's like a big negative. When you're competing with 18 other homes in Carter Ranch, and even more than that outside of Carter Ranch, your home better look really, really good. And yes, you may have to put a little bit of money into it in order to get it ready for sale. People aren't going to move in necessarily to a house that they've got to repaint every wall because you decided to do Kelly green on every wall in your house, or worse, Kelly green on most of your walls and peach on some and fire engine red on others. That does not appeal to most people, and they realize they're going to have to come in and do one heck of a paint job to get that thing up to just the standard that they want to live there. And so you're asking people to have a vision for your home that most people can't have. And so what they're going to do is they're going to move on to the next option. And I promise you, somewhere down the line, somebody is going to have a house that's really ready for sale. It's going to look nice. It's going to appeal to all of their senses whenever they walk into the home. It's going to smell fresh. It's going to look clean. Things are going to be in order. And they're going to fall in love with it. And that's the home they're going to buy. Meanwhile, your Kelly green and peach walls and all that fun stuff that smells like, you have 50 cats living there and your yard is overgrown is going to sit there for a long, long time. It's not going to sell. Eventually, you're going to get frustrated with that. You're probably going to get upset with your realtor, and then you're going to fire that realtor and look for another one. And if they're honest with you, they're going to tell you all of the things that are wrong with your listing. And they're going to start with the fact that you've probably overpriced it substantially. And then they're going to get into the other details. Now, if you hire someone who doesn't want to be forthright with you, someone who's afraid that they're going to lose the listing if they're honest with you, and that they'll just take their chances that they're able to sell your home in spite of all of its defects and flaws, then they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to let you go to market yet again, and you're going to be one of those people that ends up hiring a third realtor or stays in your home for a very long time. You're not selling. You're not moving to that new home that you were interested in. It's not going to happen because you can't sell your house. And it's not the market. It's your house. It's not the market. I'm going to say that again. It's your house, or it's the price, or it's your Kelly Green walls, or it's something like that. Maybe a combination of all the above. So let me just go a little further on these numbers so you can get just kind of a better idea of what's going on. So the solds, 17 in Carter Ranch have sold in the last 90 days. Like I said, in 30 days or less, 11 of those homes sold. That's fantastic. In 30 to 60 days, 2 of them. In 60 to 90 days, 2 of them. And 2 were there for 90 plus days. So the longest duration that one set on the market was 151 days. So there's your worst deal, 151 days. I'll just tell you right now, on the other side of the coin, the ones that are active right now, there's homes that have been sitting on the market for a year. And they're still sitting there. And they're still for sale, which is ironic. But anyways, let's hop over to the ones that are for sale right now. So you've got between or less than 30 days on the market, actively for sale right now in Carter Ranch, you have 3 homes. Between 31 and 60 days, you have 4. Between 61 and 90 days, you've got 3. Between 91 and 120 days, and we're starting to get on up there now, you've got 1. Between 120 and 150 days, 4 homes. Then you have 4 that have been on the market for over 150 days. So, what does this all tell you? This should tell you a lot. It should tell you don't overprice your home whenever you're putting it on the market right now. This is not the time to overprice your home. This is not the time to be greedy and hard-headed and goofy with the listing. This is not that time. This is the time for you to be properly priced and to have a real strategy in place as far as what you're going to do if your home doesn't sell in a certain amount of time. So I like to come in and say, here's kind of what I think I can get for your home. Here's what I believe we're going to be able to get. And then if you want to go more aggressive than that, we can go more aggressive than that. But you have to understand that if we don't get a lot of traction within about the first 2 weeks, then we're going to roll that price back and we're going to bring it down to what it really ought to be. That's not my favorite strategy though, and as you know, and I've said many times, and I've trained many realtors on this particular way to do real estate, the way to sell a house, is to actually underprice your home slightly under the market and get a lot of traction, get a lot of people interested in your home. When you start having a lot of people show up and going through your house, it becomes kind of the hubbub of the neighborhood, and everyone starts talking about, oh my gosh, there's so many people going in the house. When other real estate agents are in your house at the same time that people are showing it, that other real estate agents are showing it, when you have a lot of real estate agents there at the same time, guess what? You create the same exact demand that you get on Black Friday when you're down at Walmart trying to pick up that VCR. I know you don't go pick up VCRs at Walmart on Black Friday anymore, but the last time I went out on Black Friday, that's what it was for. And that's what I saw. I didn't need a VCR. Everyone was trying to get it, and so I was going to get one. It's human nature. And that's what you want to leverage on your home. Underprice it slightly, get traction, get people in the door, and then they're probably going to come up in price to exactly what you want for the home. Think about that. On the other hand, you could list your home overpriced. You could have the home not really look that great. You could be very hard-headed and you're going to stick it out. You're going to do whatever. You're going to show everyone. You're not showing anyone anything. You're showing everybody how goofy you are because your home's not selling. It's getting very market worn. And if I'm an agent for someone coming into your listing, if I have a buyer interested in your listing, the very first thing I'm going to look at is how long has this home been on the market? Because I know at this point you're starting to get a little bit upset with the amount of time the home's been on the market. And all of a sudden these, glorious dreams of getting over market pricing for your home have now, gone away. And I may be the only offer you're going to get on your home, especially right now, being at the end of October and we're going into the holidays and the cold months and stuff. you're probably not going to end up getting real good traction in your home again until the spring. So if I know that, and I educate your realtor on that, the one who's, representing you, and I say, look, if you don't take our offer, you're probably not going to sell this thing until next spring. So your person is not going to be able to move on and get into the home that they actually want, live the life that they actually want, get into the school district they want, do whatever it is that has prompted them to want to move. They're not going to get that. They are going to have to continue to make mortgage payments on the house. They're still going to pay property taxes on the house. And ultimately, in about 3 or 4 or 5 months from now, you're ultimately going to come down to the price I'm offering anyways. So why not go ahead and do it now? But you know what? I have learned, and I have seen very often, and it seems like even more so recently than ever before, that people who do get on the market and get stuck on a certain price and decide that they're not going to do anything to make their house look nicer and be more marketable, that hard-headed thing is out there, and it is like going crazy right now. I don't know if I've just run into more of it recently than ever, or if there's just something in the water. Maybe there is something in the water, because I've run into it pretty often. And what I'm doing now is, if you're not willing to be very reasonable with, what we need to do to your house to get it sold, and it's never anything too crazy. It's usually cosmetic stuff. It's not like, oh, we're going to have to increase the size of this room, and we're going to have to do a remodel, and we need all new countertops and stuff. It's never that. It may be that you need to repaint the downstairs, because maybe you have, 37,000 kids and 50,000 cats and dogs and, whatever. And you've run your business out of your home and every wall looks really bad and you need to fix them up. Maybe it's that. Maybe it is a couple few $1,000s invested into your home to fix it. Maybe your landscaping just looks so bad that the drive-up appeal, when somebody pulls up in front of your house, the very first thing they think is, ugh, this doesn't look very good. Guess what? You've already started to lose the deal. They don't even have a chance to see all of the benefits of your home, because they already don't like it from the outside. And you know what? Well, I don't live there now. We've already moved out, so we're not going to mow the grass as often. Smart move. That's not the way you do it. Your realtor ought to be banging you over the head with a stick or something and telling you, hey, you know what? We've got to take better care of this home now, even better care of it than you did when you're in it. We don't need to mow it every other week. We need to mow it every week. We need to, fix these walls. And your awful Kelly green walls and your peach walls and your fire engine red walls back there, they're terrible. They look awful. We cannot sell this house rapidly or for the right price or get the kind of interest in it that we need as long as these walls are these colors. So there you go. There's your lesson. Take your home, price it appropriately. Be sure that all of the things, all of the roadblocks, have people come in and be very critical of your home, or ask your realtor to be exceptionally critical of your home. I had somebody call me just the other day, and they said, we're not ready to sell yet, but we know how honest you are about stuff like this, and so we want you to come to our house, and we want no holds barred. We want you to come in and just pick our house apart. Tell us every single thing that's wrong with it, and don't pull any punches. Don't hold back. So I did, and guess what? Their house right now looks absolutely amazing. And we are going to sell it. It's not the right time to sell their house right now. This is a home down in Frisco. This is not one up here. It's not the right time to sell their home because of the price range that their home is in. But it's going to sell, and it's going to sell quickly. It's going to sell real well, and they're going to get top dollar for it. I know that right now. So you would do well to do the same. Be sure you hire the right person, someone who actually knows what they're doing, not somebody who's just really good at doing, the paperwork. Every real estate agent can, at least half-ass the paperwork. But not every real estate agent can take your home and look at it and have a vision for what it's going to take to sell it. So you need to hire the right talent. It's just like anything else. any you know, barber shop, any, you know, hair salon, you can get your hair cut. But not everyone can do it the way it really needs to be done. And that holds true in almost every profession and in everything, and certainly holds true in real estate. So you would do well to consider that before you just go hiring, you know, your sister-in-law or your friend's neighbor who happens to be a real estate agent or whatever, because that's not necessarily the best route to go. I know for a fact back in my early days, I was not the right person to be on some of the listings that I had because I wasn't seasoned, I wasn't well versed in what was going on, and I thank God for those people who took a chance on me, but I know that if I was doing their same deals now, I would handle them very differently than what I did back then. So you don't need to be someone's, you know, testing grounds or proving grounds to see if they have what it takes. You need to find someone who already knows the game and someone who's really good at it. It's going to serve you well. So anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Ron Lyons Real Estate Show, the Celina Real Estate Show. I cross-post this on both. If you need to reach me and talk about selling your home, maybe buying one, something like that, 214-783-5440. You can reach me at ron@friscorealestate.net. You can come over here and knock on my door if you want. It's 504 Dartmoor. It's right here in Carter Ranch, and I, you know, welcome you to knock on my door. Maybe give me a text or something to let me know you're coming first, but by all means, even my front door is okay for you to come contact me. I do this all the time, and I especially care about Carter Ranch because I live here. I care about Celina because I live here. I'm a former Celina police officer, and I've always loved this community, and I want to see it grow and be exceptional. So if I can help you and help reach those goals for our community at the same time, then I'd say I'm doing something good, doing something right. So anyways, guys, until my next video, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you on my next video.